It has been over a week since I recorded my last garden walkthrough, and almost every seasonal plant looks more lush, more alive. After all, it's mid-May now, and late spring is beginning to lean into early summer. That's the quiet magic of warm days and generous sunlight. Growth is no longer just visible. It's something you can feel in every corner of the garden, every day. We begin today's tour at the northern gate, leading into our backyard. Right behind it, tucked between the exterior wall of our house and the fence, stands our avocado tree, planted in an awkward spot due to our early gardening inexperience. Fortunately, avocados grow fast. This one has become one of the tallest among our trees, with its canopy now rising well above the roofline, basking in full sun. We have to prune it heavily to keep it from leaning on the roof. Looking at its twisted, uneven trunk, shaped by our past mistakes, I often feel sorry for it. Maybe because of its condition, it hasn't been prolific in bearing fruit. Only last year did it give us a decent crop, about 30 avocados. Not exactly impressive, given its size. I see some tiny avocados forming now, so here's hoping this year will be better. Moving along the northern side path, we come to the old lemon tree, the only fruit tree we inherited with the house. It was severely overgrown, unbalanced, and pest-ridden. Over time, we managed to nurse it back to health and reshape it, though not quite to our ideal form, due to its pronounced lean. We've now let a small shoot grow from the base, curious to see how it will develop. Coincidentally, it shares a resemblance with the avocado tree, both with their twisted trunks, shaped by time and imperfection. To the right of the path is a small dry landscape garden, gravel ground with succulents planted in stacked concrete blocks, flanked by 2 lavender plants. On the left, a tomato plant is thriving, and just behind it, a tiny loofah vine is taking root in a pot. Loofah grows slowly in spring, but once established, it becomes a vigorous climber, filling the area with large palmate leaves and bright yellow trumpet-shaped flowers. Next to the tomato and loofah are clusters of mint and rose geranium. Nestled among them, dragon fruit vines climb a wooden trellis fashioned like a gate. Across the path is another pot of dragon fruit, partially hidden by a flourishing rose geranium bush, bursting with delicate purple flowers. My wife bought this geranium because it's also known as the mosquito plant, supposedly a natural repellent. While it hasn't fulfilled that role, its fragrant leaves and lovely blossoms are a joy to have around. The dragon fruit vines, they haven't been as productive as those planted directly in the ground, likely because their pots limit their growth potential. On the left side, more dragon fruit vines line the fence that separates us from our northern neighbour. Just beside them is a cherimoya tree. We tasted the fruit at a nursery and were enchanted by its creamy sweetness. Though it's been in our yard for over 9 years, it only began to fruit last year, giving us a few well-sized specimens. Right now, the tree is in transition. Old leaves have fallen away and new ones are emerging. It looks a bit worn, but I see many flower buds. Perhaps this 10th year will be its breakthrough. Further down the fence stands our star fruit tree. It too is in transition, older leaves turning yellow and dropping while new ones push through. It's been very productive for several years, although winter winds in the San Fernando Valley often knock down many of the fruits, leaving us with bruised ones. Still, they're juicy, refreshing, and a welcome treat. Beside the star fruit is one of our 4-star jasmine bushes, forming a flowering green fence in the northeastern corner, separating our backyard from our neighbours. Turning right along the half-concrete, half-wooden fence bordering our eastern neighbour, we find another variety of dragon fruit. This one has been here for over 4 years. The first vines came from a neighbour, and we've since propagated them into a thick bush. This variety isn't as productive or self-pollinating as the one near our front garage, though the fruit tastes better. Last year, even with hand pollination, most flowers failed to set fruit. Still, I see many flower buds forming now, some already quite large. Their dramatic, showy blooms are worth growing for their beauty alone. And, if you know how to prepare them, the flowers themselves are edible delicacies. Continuing along the eastern fence, we reach our beloved jujube tree. It began fruiting regularly in its 4th year and has since provided beautifully shaped, sweet jujubes year after year, loved by us, the birds and the squirrels. Its shiny, ovate leaves with serrated edges frame fruits that ripen from crisp green to rich mahogany brown, with a sweet, date-like flavour. Whether fresh or sun-dried, they make nutritious and convenient snacks. Next to the jujube is our blueberry grapevine, a variety we received from a gardening workshop. Its fruits are small to medium in size, perfectly spherical, and grow in tight clusters. The smooth skin ripens to a deep purple or blue, closely resembling blueberries in appearance. When ripe, they are both tasty and nutrient-dense. I see a few clusters of tiny fruits beginning to form. Very exciting. Beside the grapevine stands our papaya tree, tall and bearing large green fruits. I ordered it online as a tiny 4 or 5-inch seedling about 8 years ago, and it's grown into a giant. It's been reliably productive. Nearby is our white Persian mulberry, propagated from the first tree we bought at the same nursery, where most of our fruit trees come from. That original tree grew so vigorously, it overshadowed everything around it, so we cut it back and propagated smaller plants before removing it. This current tree is flourishing, its large, glossy green leaves shimmering in the sun. The mulberries, which ripen in late spring, are soft and delicate, easily damaged if they fall. Birds adore them and often beat us to the harvest. A raised bed nearby holds seasonal vegetables. Right now, beets share the space with fast-growing cucumbers, pumpkins, and a climbing chayote. At the base, our winter-sown cover crops are flowering and beginning to fade, while nasturtiums continue to bloom brightly. We've now reached the southern end of the fence. Turning back, we pass another mulberry, this one in a pot, its broad leaves waving in the sun. Beside it is another star jasmine, trained along a metal frame to form a floral gate. This is the very gate I look out upon from our home office each morning, just beyond the deck. In fact, it was this jasmine that inspired this video series. On the ground, 2 pineapple plants have been growing here for over 3 years. Maybe this will be the year they finally fruit. Looking up, you'll see our nectarine tree. Strangely, it has yet to leaf out this season, perhaps another sign of our increasingly unpredictable climate. My wife dreamed of sitting under a tree full of pink blossoms, so we planted it next to the deck. Though it's grown quickly with long, far-reaching branches, it has never been productive. I prune it heavily each year to control its size, but it's still quite large. You may notice 2 branches with leaves. They're apricot grafts I made over a year ago. They produced a couple of flowers earlier this spring, but no fruit, maybe next year. From here, we can take in the central area of our backyard. Right in front is our mandarin tree. To its left lies our vegetable field, currently dominated by summer squash and tomatoes. And behind them stands our undisputed production champion, the persimmon tree. It was the first tree we planted, and since its third year, it has never failed to deliver an abundance of delicious, vibrant fruit. Last year, one heavily laden branch broke during a storm, taking nearly 100 immature persimmons with it. I worried the tree was damaged, but it has recovered well, with new shoots now emerging from the broken area. To the right of the persimmon is our reliably productive pomegranate tree, now in full bloom. Its trumpet-shaped bright red flowers shine among its narrow, glossy leaves. Turning back to the left, we see yet another star jasmine climbing all the way up the wall to our roof. In fall and winter, it forms dense green walls. In late spring and summer, it transforms into cascades of white blossoms, a truly stunning sight. It is undoubtedly one of our favorite plant companions, offering glossy green foliage year-round and petite, powerfully fragrant flowers in early summer. Friends and neighbors adore it too, often commenting on its beauty and scent as we sit together on the deck during warm, early summer evenings. And now we are back on the deck. As you can see, I was sweeping the outdoor furniture, getting everything ready for the season. The weather has definitely warmed, and it's time to enjoy the backyard again and welcome friends and loved ones to gather, relax, and celebrate this beautiful time of year.